I found one of the side effects of doing YouTube toy videos is that sometimes you can accidentally end up taking the pulse of a fandom.
Yay, Autobots!
I didn't predict that by talking about G1 Transformers, I would trigger the ire of so many people who hate G1.
Autobots, go home!
They seem angry that it even exists. I get comments like these. I've made these up as examples because I don't want to single people out, but he's a G1 purist. All of the versions of Transformers suck. Or, I hate the fact everything comes second to the almighty G1, and I don't like your face. Well, I don't like my face either, but I've learned to live with it. When it comes to G1 Transformers, my intention when making videos is to talk about something I enjoy, for an audience of people who enjoy the same thing. I've never been interested in whether it's the best or not, or in denigrating anyone else's interest. I suppose it's not just the state of Transformers collecting, it's like everything these days. It's the state of the world. You can't have an opinion or an interest, a political view or a religious conviction without people interpreting that as an attack on everything that they hold dear.
They're putting words in your mouth. Let's not do anything rash.
It doesn't really matter how reasonable you are or how balanced I might attempt to be in this video. People will interpret discussion of this topic as a personal attack on them.
Lousy Autobot lovers!
What I would say to those people is this: simply stop watching. If something makes you angry, then filling your mind with more of it makes zero sense. Find videos that focus on things you love and ignore the others. That's what I do, and trust me, it will make you a much happier person. All that being said, the focus of this video is going to be G1 toy collecting in the modern era and why it's so popular right now. As someone pointed out in the comments recently, the Transformers team at Hasbro does strive for balance, but look at the background art, the t-shirts they're wearing, the questions that get asked, it's all G1. That's because when it comes to the toys, a lot of what customers want right now is G1, and I can think of a few reasons why that might be. Number one, it's a fallow time for new media. Rise of the Beasts, the most recent live-action Transformers film, grossed a worldwide box office of $441 million, which, considering its reported budget of $200 million, could only be seen as a very moderate success. Not a flop, but not a hit either, and certainly nothing like the $1.1 billion made by Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction. Transformers 1, although well received by fans, fared even worse, making just $127 million on a budget of $75 million. That's a $52 million profit, and although you or I might kill for that kind of money, in fact I have killed for that kind of money, but it turned out the guy was just dressed like a billionaire, so it's a complete waste of time. $52 million to Hasbro is a very small party-sized packet of peanuts, and there's something even more important than the box office takings when it comes to Hasbro's business model. These movies, and to a lesser extent the TV shows, are designed to drive interest, galvanize existing fans, and birth new ones. When they don't hit it big, Hasbro not only finds itself in a hole financially, it finds itself without immediate iteration of Transformers that people really, really love. I'm not saying no one loves those films, some people clearly do, but it's about a critical mass of people. Enough people to make the production of toys worthwhile. And that's the way it's always been since the 80s. I love G1, and so do the people watching this video.
I never knew humans had such exquisite taste.
Plus a few stragglers who didn't take my advice and are still here, but seriously, you're only hurting yourself. But we love G1 because it was a hit. We might like to think we're discerning connoisseurs partaking in our particular niche, but we're not. G1 was a massive hit. That's the only reason you or I heard about it. A snowball effect was taking place that we were swept along with. We got caught up in that craze. That's what Hasbro is looking to replicate with these new versions of Transformers. It's why Bay is back, because it's not happening for them right now. Which brings me to my second point. Why is Hasbro producing so much G1 when they didn't do that quite as much in the past? It's related to the first point, obviously. Number two, G1 is a sure thing. It's a safe bet, a done deal. And other well-worn phrases like that. What happens when global markets are uncertain? People invest in gold or other precious metals, things that have held their value since the dawn of civilization. And unless the entire world goes up in smoke, will continue to hold their value. Until recently, you might have bought government bonds, but that's looking increasingly dicey as well. I wouldn't advise it.
You are sentenced to banishment from Earth forever!
Wait, Your Honor!
We have already concluded the trial.
Your Honor,
Why G1? Why not G2 or Beast Wars or Armada or Prime? Because although popular, these iterations never really made the same impact. Some of them were arguably better than the original. Having watched the G1 cartoon in its entirety recently, I can confirm that many of the episodes are what I believe is called in the vernacular a load of bollocks.
This mask would fool Prime's own creator!
Starscream.
But later iterations of Transformers arose at a time when there was much more competition for people's attention and when the internet was becoming a thing. Hasbro did not have a generation of kids locked to the family TV with no other option but to watch what was on a Saturday morning. We will probably never return to those times. There's no monoculture anymore, and the days when crazes like Transformers swept the nation are gone. Occasionally we get a Minecraft or a Fortnite, tends to be gaming properties these days, but increasingly there are these micro crazes, flash fires of fandom that burn bright but never link up into the conflagration that Transformers was in the 80s. In this sense, you could say Hasbro is fighting a losing battle in trying to replicate that, but that's an idea for another video. Number 3, why is G1 in the ascendancy right now? Well, it's the 40th anniversary. So what? It's always the anniversary. That's true, but 40 is significant because it means the people who were into Transformers as kids are now well into their careers. A certain subset of those are also lucky enough to work a job that affords them enough disposable income to indulge in the frivolous enterprise of trying to recapture their youth. Adult toy collectors are a growing market for Hasbro. They're actually well behind the curve. Look at Lego. They realised this a decade ago. But kidults, man-children, whatever you want to call us, are a growing market. And this is only going to get worse or better, depending upon your point of view. It may even be a ray of sunshine for those who will always hate G1 and are still here. Seriously, what are you doing? Because eventually the people who liked Beast Wars or Armada or Prime will age up and kick us oldies out. It's already happening, not to the scale of G1, but it may one day be there and we're all going to die off eventually. Look at Star Wars. As the generation that grew up with the prequels gets older, they begin to reevaluate those movies and kick back against the OG purists who always told them their Star Wars was rubbish. Whether it was rubbish or not doesn't matter. All that matters is there's a critical mass of people worth fleecing. Sorry, catering to the burgeoning adult collector market. That's what it says here.
Sorry, wrong speech.
I was going to leave it there, partly because the YouTube algorithm is telling me videos under 10 minutes are the best for me to do, but mainly because I couldn't think of anything else. In making this video, however, I did think of a fourth point, a point that might even go some way towards uniting the various generations and fandoms. It's this: we're fed up of a volatile world where nothing seems certain and consensus is a thing of the past. Tired of mega corporations telling us owning things is old-fashioned and we should be happy renting our entertainment and interacting via an app. Tired of a post-truth internet where information is filtered through an algorithm and what we learn may be inaccurate or downright dangerous. In this ephemeral nightmare of temporary digital experience, people are turning to physical objects now in an attempt to own something. You can't take them away. I bought them, they're on my shelf. And toy companies like Hasbro, although as mega and as corporate as any other, are benefiting at this time from that basic human instinct for permanence and something solid that people can touch and rely upon. That's all I can think of right now. I'm sure you can think of other reasons why G1 seems so popular at this moment in time. Please let me know in the comments. I've been Nap Yet, and I'll see you next time.